in life we experience different seasons. There are seasons where things are perfect. There are times when the season is at its lowest point. It's just like a graph. You have your highs and then you have your lows, and then there's sometimes it's just in the middle somewhere. I don't know if you identify with what I'm saying, but most of us, if not all, most of us have highs and lows of life. But today I want us to ask ourselves a question: is what heart do I need to have during this season, especially when the lows come? Because when you're going through the lowest point of your life, what's in you, it's how you begin to react. It's how you begin to show your true self. If you've ever been stuck in traffic and then there's some rash drivers just butt in and cut across you, I'm sure there's a hidden side of you that suddenly pops up, sudden reactions. So what we see is those moments where things don't work as per plan, those low moments or those confusing moments bring out what you really are on the inside. If you look into David's life, there was a time he was a shepherd boy. Then a prophet comes, anoints him with oil and proclaims him to be the next king. Now he gets a wonderful proclamation. There's an anointing happening, but the next thing that happens, he's facing Goliath. But that season of Goliath prepared him for favor among the Israelites. Then from there, as he's receiving favor, we see the next season in David's life. The season where Saul is after David now to kill David. But then from there, we see how God protects and preserves David. And from there, God prepares him to take over the whole nation of Israel as king. Now, as he is in this season where everything seems perfect, he's ruling the kingdom, there are things going perfect, suddenly we see his son, his own very own son Absalom, rising against him to take over the throne. And at that time, we see David writing Psalm 63. In his wilderness time, in his hard times, he's showing who he really is on the inside. In his hard times, he's speaking about God as a good God. He's not grumbling. He's not telling God, where are you? When you're going through your crisis, many of us definitely begin to complain and grumble. Where is God now? What is God doing? Why does bad things happen to good people? Why do I have to suffer? Why does it always have to happen to me? David could have said all these words, but he did not say it. On the contrary, David says in Psalm 63 verse 1, he says, "O God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you." So in his crisis, he's declaring, it's not about my crisis, it's not about my season of hard times, it's not about me losing the kingdom, it's not about anything that is temporary, but it's all about God who's eternal. And that's what he declares. His heart, he's declaring through Psalm 63 verse 1, he's declaring, my heart is set on God. My heart is not set on the season, my heart is not set on my trials, my heart is not set on my difficulties, my heart is set on my God. Today I want to ask you want to rise, right? You want to rise from your lows to the highs of life. You don't want to just rise to the highs. You want to be placed in great places. You want to be placed in top positions. Then you need to have this heart. A heart that's not running after your season, not running after your trials or testings, but a heart that's set on God. Keeping God as the center of your life. Seasons will change, seasons will come and go, but God is always constant. And that's what David set his heart on God. Today I want to ask you, where is your heart set? In your lows and in your highs, is your heart set on God? Because if your heart's set on God, you will move to your next level. You will not just move to your next level, but you will be placed in high positions. I want to encourage you who's watching. Seek God. David sought after God and he was lifted up. He was repositioned as the king of the kingdom. He was repositioned. The enemy was destroyed. People who stood against him were pulled down, but he was lifted up. Why? Because his heart was set on God. Is your heart set on God?